This Downtown Sports Rant is being brought to you ad-free by Digital Market Battles, the marketing agency that will help your business fill their pipeline with high-valued leads. They will meet your conversion goals no matter what. Just go over to digitalmarketbattles.com to get your discovery call done today. Jonathan Periente, the Beast of the East, here with you. And finally, the stage is set. The conference finals for the NBA. Took a little while. Last couple games, especially last night, went the distance, 7 games. But now it's all set. The Knicks will face Cleveland in the conference finals. Knicks will get the benefit of home field advantage during this series. The Thunder will take on San Antonio, a matchup everybody has really anticipated. And it will tell a lot of things of how the NBA Finals could shape up here. Now let's start with the Knicks Cavs. This is going to be an interesting series. Knicks have had a lot of time to rest up following sweeping Philly. OG Anunoby has made significant progress and probably likely plays the first game, which is very important if you're the Knicks. You need OG. He's a very important piece to their offense and can make a presence known on defense. The Knicks are going to need every piece of that against a team like Cleveland. Obviously, some would have said, well, the Knicks would have been matching up better with Detroit, and they would match up with Cleveland, and maybe half of that is correct. But I also think Cleveland is a tougher matchup than Detroit was because Cleveland has more depth. Cleveland has a lot more scoring options, and they have a bench that can score. And that for the Knicks is going to spell some trouble if the Knicks can't keep the top scorers for the Cavs at bay. Having to shut down Donovan Mitchell's a tall order. Having to stop James Harden. Yeah, he disappeared in Game 7, but Cleveland built such a big lead because of Donovan Mitchell on the bench that James Harden didn't really have to do as much as he needed to. But when Harden is scoring, that's a problem. And his ability to draw fouls, that's going to be a problem. Then you have Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, great offensive rebounders, long-armed defenders. So they're going to be very difficult to consistently get to the paint against, knowing Mobley could make a block there, Allen could make a couple blocks there, and those could be big difference makers in a game. The Knicks are going to have to be ready for each and every one of that with Cleveland. Now, the Knicks have some good things going for them. They've rested their team, and because of how they won their last few games in dominant fashion, where Jalen Brunson and company got to sit for a whole quarter, Brunson's very well rested, as is Karl Anthony Towns, as is Josh Hart. The rest of the offense, I think, will all follow suit. But the key for this series, again, it'll be a spacing type matchup. But the key, obviously, is going to be Karl Anthony Towns. While the Knicks did sweep Philly, the big concern that I had was Karl Anthony Towns was getting called for too many fouls. And when he gets too many fouls, and this is an unfortunate knack with Cat. He draws too many fouls early. Now you have to sit him. And now he can't do his scoring presence. He can't move the ball around, be the facilitator like you need him to be because he's sitting. And then you have to look at, Mitchell Robinson will definitely be a problem. After all, Mitch was a big presence a few years ago when the Knicks beat Cleveland in the conference quarterfinals. He made life a living nightmare for Donovan Mitchell and company. You're going to need Mitch to do that again. But Mitch is not the scoring presence that Cat is. And you're going to need Cat to stay out of foul trouble and make his presence known out there if you're going to defeat the Cavs. So the Knicks are going to have to bring everything that they have at Cleveland, but also make sure you make the right plays. And obviously the turnovers are going to be a thing you have to be very careful. Cleveland will feast on turnovers. This isn't like Philly. This isn't like Atlanta. Cleveland is more well-rounded. The bench is going to be another big question, a big key in this series as well. The Cavs have a deep bench. Strus, Sam Merrill, Schroeder. They have different guys coming off the bench that can score it at given moments. And the Knicks are going to need that from their bench. It was kind of a little on and off during the first couple of rounds. Deuce McBride had a huge game against Philly in the last game. Great. You're going to need Deuce McBride to get some points off the bench. along with Landry Shamet, along with Alvarado and Jordan Clarkson. So you're going to need every piece of these guys that also have to contribute to points in this series as things move along. So, as far as how I look at this series, I think if you're the Knicks, you probably prefer Cleveland because they are not as good a defensive team as Detroit was. The only negative is Cleveland has more scoring depth. Detroit only had Cade. So you would have taken one side or the other. It's a double-edged sword, basically. But I think I like the Knicks here. I think they are going to be able to hold Cleveland off, but it's going to be definitely, it's probably going to be at least 6 games, maybe 7 if you're going to beat the Cavaliers. So it'll be a fight, as I expect it will be, to get to the NBA Finals. So that's the Eastern Conference Final. We go over to the Western Conference Final. You have OKC and you have San Antonio. Give the Spurs a lot of credit, an amazing run that they've had up to this point, and Victor Wembanyama has been a big reason why. And that will present the same situation here against OKC. Now, I know Spurs won 3 out of 4 over the Thunder in the regular season. They were a nightmare matchup for the Thunder. But now the Thunder have seen them enough. They did win that last game. The Thunder have had just about as much rest as anyone. They haven't lost in the playoffs yet. They're 8-0 so far. SGA, second MVP award he's won. And more importantly for the Thunder, you're getting Jalen Williams back. And that's a big thing if you're OKC. That gives them an extra scoring punch that they were missing. And if they're firing on all cylinders, which they've so far shown through 8 games, the Spurs are going to have a little trouble keeping up. Now, the Spurs, do they have the scoring that could match the Thunder? Yes, they do. They have enough that they could match them. It's going to be a matter of if these couple of games are close and who comes out winning the close games in this series, because it's going to really come down to that. If the Spurs win 1 or 2 of those, I think the Spurs win the series. The problem is for a lot of opponents that have played the Thunder, once the Thunder get on a roll, they put you in the dust. That's what they've done to every opponent up to this point. The Lakers gave them their best fight in Game 4, and even that wasn't enough. The Thunder held them off by 5. It's hard enough shutting down SGA. It's hard enough shutting down Chet Holmgren. It's hard enough shutting down Jalen Williams. It's going to be hard enough shutting down AJ Mitchell. The rest of that crew that the Thunder have make them so dangerous. There's really not 1 or 2 players you can stop without 2 or 3 others going off. So the Spurs are going to have to play pretty much near perfect if you're going to beat OKC. Spurs got Wembanyama. Stephon Castle's been huge. Vassell's been tremendous for them, along with De'Aaron Fox. Their starting 5 will have no problem. They should match up well. What I'm concerned about, though, again, is can the Spurs stay with the Thunder for an entire game? That's a real challenge that the Spurs are going to have presented in front of them. I don't care what you did in the regular season. Okay, yeah, the Spurs won 3 out of 4 during the regular season. Great. We're in the playoffs now. Different animal. Opponents are going to get familiar with you throughout this series, so you have to adjust accordingly against them. SGA, his ability to draw fouls is going to be a very big key in this one. You know that's what SGA will do. And the Spurs are going to have to be ready and not try to fall for the tactics he tries to draw those fouls. It's not going to be an easy one. I get it. But Wembanyama is a big key ace in the hole if you're San Antonio. His ability to take away the inside shot and his 7'5" size can have the ability to sometimes block that 3-point shot or maybe break up that or telegraphing a pass. That's where Wemby is so huge. Fortunately, he did not get a suspension during the Timberwolves series. So this is a big reprieve for the Spurs. Now you have to go out there and execute. Do I think the Spurs will have enough to beat the Thunder? I'm not sure. I think the Thunder have, a little bit too much depth. And I don't know if the Spurs will quite be able to keep up. Now, I'm not saying the Spurs won't win games in this series. They will beat the Thunder in a couple of games. No doubt. Thunder are not going to go undefeated throughout the whole playoffs. That'd be unheard of if they do. But I think San Antonio can at least win a couple in this series. Overall, like the Knicks Cavs series, I could see this series going 6, maybe 7 as well. So, at the end of the day, what could we have coming out of this round? We'll have to see. I don't want to make any final predictions yet because, again, the games just start tonight. Tonight will be game 1 for Spurs Thunder. Tomorrow will be game 1 for Knicks Cavs. And it will be very telling. The first game or two will really set the tone for this series. It's not going to determine to anything who wins yet. It's too early to say that. But the Knicks will have to execute their game plan if they're going to beat Cleveland. They're going to have to keep up what they've been working on since the Hawks series. The Cavs, they're the team that's more tired because they played 7 games just to beat Detroit. And that was a hard enough task at hand. The Cavs have definitely been a more battle-tested team throughout. They've had to play pretty much more games than anybody else so far in these playoffs. So there is that. But don't underestimate the Cavs. They can score. They can hurt you if their shots fall. The Knicks, if they keep moving the ball around the way they have, and they keep knocking down their precise shooting that they've been doing throughout these playoffs, they're going to be a problem for the opposition. Spurs Thunder. Spurs, the X factor is Wemby. He can make some blocks. He can knock down some shots. The rest of the team follows suit around him. I think the Spurs will be in good shape. For the Thunder, Jalen Williams is back in the lineup, and you have SGA moving the ball the way he does with the rest of the offense. If the Thunder get on a roll early and they don't let up, it could be a quick series finish in favor of the Thunder. So we're about to find out. Game 1, conference finals. First, the Western Conference Finals tonight, followed by the Knicks tomorrow. You can listen Downtown Sports. You can watch Downtown Sports on 23 different platforms. We are on Spotify for creators, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict, Verbal, Castro.fm, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Podvine, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, and on YouTube. Episodes, rants, digital, market battles, specials every week. We are Downtown Sports, and we are where sports come home. Jonathan Pariente, Beast of the East, saying goodbye. Thanks for watching.